FM News Talk 97.1. On-demand audio.
We're joined here by one of our very strong and outspoken lawmakers. We have Representative Marsha Blackburn. She's going to be addressing the CPAC crowd here very shortly, talking about the network of you. But I have to ask you a couple of quick things because we know we appreciate your time and we know you have to get going.
Happy to be here.
You came out very strongly against the Violence Against Women Act, and you were telling me, which I agree with you on, because it was just being used as a slush fund for Democrats, and you were telling me how it was expanded to men. Violence is already illegal.
Yeah, you're right. And this is a piece of legislation that stripped the conscience protections from some of our religious organizations and not-for-profits that have done great work, working with women, working with those that have been trafficked. And then there was the expansion so that you're covering men.
Right.
My concern is that I have worked so much with our child advocacy centers and our sexual assault centers, and I don't want them to end up without the funds that they need. So, I kind of agree with Senator Leahy on that bill. It's getting too broad to be effective.
Absolutely.
I like narrow, tailored focus.
Absolutely.
That's how we should address our problems.
And that's kind of how you came out with towards the coming at the TSA in terms of sequestration. $50 million on uniforms, but that's on the eve of sequestration taking place. The TSA goes out and spends $50 million.
Now, the thing about that, these are for the annual allowance that TSA officers, which they're really screeners, that they get. And their annual allowance is $446 a year. A Marine, U.S. Marine, his lifetime uniform allowance is $400.
Oh, my goodness.
And I talked to one of my guard officers the other day. His lifetime allowance was $200 for a uniform. And you're seeing TSA get $446 in uniform allowance per person per year. This was just too much for me, a bridge too far.
Last quick question for you. I know you have to speak here in a second. Chris Wallace told Congressman Paul Ryan, well, Obamacare is never going to be repealed. Why is this basically the trigger here in your budget? Thoughts on that really quickly?
Obamacare provisions are coming off the books every day. And the medical device tax we're going to take up. I've got a bill that defunds Planned Parenthood, $500 million. We're looking at the insurance premium increases. We are going after so many components of this. Yes, we're going to have a vote to repeal it, and then we're going to start taking it apart title by title.
Congresswoman, we look forward to hearing about your address. We're going to be on air while you speak, but I look forward to reading all about it. Thank you so much for your time and for your voice. We appreciate it. Representative Marsha Blackburn from Tennessee. And she has been a very, very strong advocate for limited government and constitutional conservatism as well. And I love that she was out there so very strongly speaking out against the Violence Against Women Act, because as we told you on this program, it's really a slush fund. It is a complete and total slush fund. And that's how Democrats were ultimately using it. So, it's just, so it's not, and then the fact that it's expanded towards men too is something that is, violence is already illegal. All of this stuff is already illegal.